and possibly in various parts of the world as well. Okay. WA Cricket acknowledge the Whadjuk people of the Noongar Nation as the traditional custodians of this country and its waters. And the Wacker ground stands on Whadjuk country. We pay respects to Noongar elders, both past and present. This meeting is being recorded. Okay, this room is not being videoed. I'm the only one on video. People who are online, as it says at the bottom there, if you don't wish to be recorded, please switch off your cameras. Please switch off your microphones. If you have a question, please pop it in the chat, and John will do his best to either answer it or he'll raise it and it can be answered in the room. And if you are under 18 and online, please do not switch on your camera. Very important that you don't switch on your camera. This is our process for this evening. Question number 1. I want you to go around your table and answer the question, why are you going to umpire? What is your why? So if you're brand new to umpiring, or if you're umpiring, where's Roy? How many seasons have you umpired, Roy? Okay. Lots and lots. But why is Roy going to umpire this season? Phil, why are you going to umpire this season? Peter, why are you going to umpire? So round the table, we've got about 4 minutes. What is your why? Off you go.
Yes. That's how we sell it to the kids.
Okay, I will stop you there. I will stop you there on your whys. I don't need to know your why. I might ask somebody their why a little bit later on. I did forget my manners. We also have in our presence this evening Ashley Gibbons. Ashley is a member of the WA State Umpire Panel. She's also a member of the ICC International Development Panel. Okay, so if you've got a question, real good person to go and speak to. Ashley's umpired international cricket both on the field and as third umpire. She's been TV umpire in the Women's Big Bash. She's done men's state second 11 cricket, and she's been fourth umpire in the men's Big Bash when how many months pregnant? 30 weeks. So yeah, a lot of weeks pregnant. So very good resource. Thanks for attending this evening, and welcome to young Luke as well. Young Luke Gibbons, who is he's now the youngest person in the room. Sorry. Yeah, sorry, young fella, you've been usurped. Okay, let's talk about what we're going to do this evening. So this is cricket umpiring. This is your first steps into umpire training and umpiring. This is an opportunity for current umpires. Like I say, Roy's been around 1,000 years. to undertake some continued and refresher learning. And as the weeks go through, there'll be more and more and more umpires. It's an opportunity to you to find some different life skills, confidence, people management, negotiation, concentration, so many different life skills that you can learn. Laws training is the foundation. It is the bedrock of umpiring. Going out onto the field to umpire, knowing that you have a really thorough knowledge of the laws of cricket, is huge. Absolutely huge. Makes you walk this much taller. For many of you, it's the opportunity to begin umpiring in Western Australia. Might be the first time you've ever stepped out onto the field, maybe the first time you've stepped out on the field in WA, maybe into your 10th, 20th, 30th. Tony, how many seasons? 44th season. There we go. That's that first alarm. We're ahead of schedule at the moment. It should be both enjoyable and rewarding. So part of your why should be, I actually really like it. I really thoroughly enjoy cricket umpiring. And another part of your why could or should be, I actually get a lot out of it. I like it and I get a bit out of it. It's an opportunity to meet and make new contacts and new friends. Don't sit at the back, sir. Don't sit at the back. It is the foundation of cricket umpiring. It's so important. I put that in there twice. And one of our recruitment campaigns last year, it's the best seat in the house in a game of cricket, and we get paid. 2 words, tax free. Going to get better. What this isn't is either easy or spoon fed. We're not going to be there to tell you exactly what to do. We're going to give you this cornerstone. We're going to give you these foundations. There's an expectation that you will do your own learning. This is no guarantee of success. I'll make very few promises. One of those promises is that not everybody here is going to umpire Test cricket. Not everybody here is going to do what Ash has done and umpire international cricket, women's Big Bash, men's Big Bash. It's not that golden ticket. It's not the only way to learn the laws of cricket. Put them on a tape recorder, CD or MP3. Play them through the night. Listen to Stephen Fry's voice all night. It's also not the only learning to be done. Okay. Being here, being an umpire gives you certain privileges. One of those, as a registered umpire, no matter what competition you're registered in, as a registered umpire, you can receive $100 off WACA membership from this year. So $450 for a senior metropolitan WACA member, $350 if you are a registered umpire. Gives you access to all international cricket, both here and at Optus Stadium. Gives you access to all domestic cricket, both here and Optus Stadium. Big Bash, women's Big Bash. About, depending on how good India are in the test match, about 47 days of cricket for $350. I ain't no mathematician. I can count to 6 with a clicker, but that's less than $10 a day. Less than $10 a day. That's pretty good. We also have a WACA membership initiative. Okay, our poster boy is sat in the room there. Welcome, Matthew. Nice to see you. If you are umpiring in WA Premier Cricket, the Premier Cricket competition, and you are a member of the WA Cricket Umpires Association, a member of what we call the WACUA, if you have umpired for 5 seasons, 8 games in each season, you are eligible for complimentary WACA membership. Free, no dollars. 47 days of cricket for no dollars. If you're a first-time membership incentive person, they also waive the waitlist and the nomination fee, saving you more money. It's a pretty good offer. That could just be your why. It could be your why. I umpire 10 games of cricket a year in the Premier Cricket competition. I pay my WACUA membership and I get free WACA membership. That's pretty good. So an umpire I used to umpire with, his why, he umpired every season and he banked his money, and every 4 years he went to England and watched the Ashes using his umpire money. About $2,500 a year he would earn. And every 4 years, just in another account, off he went. That was his why. We spoke about WA Premier Cricket. Those details, that's our competitions. That's how long they take. That's the day of the week. And that is your pay. There are leaflets just on the front table here. Please don't take them now, but don't go home without one with these details on about the WA Premier Cricket Competition.
Oh,
Every single umpire who umpires in Western Australia must have a working with children check. It is the law of the land. Okay. You need if you are over 18 years old or over, I apologize. So if you're 18 years old or over and umpiring in community, premier, national, international, you must have a WA working with children check. Like I say, it's the law of the land. When you apply for that check, if you have one through your work, do not apply for another one, please. Terry sat there as a school teacher, so I assume you have a working with children check. Okay. A volunteer check is $11. $11. If we go back there, that is 7 overs of a T20 game. Less than that. It's about 3 overs of a T20 match. $11. Okay. Everybody must have a volunteer check. Must have a working with children check, and it must be registered through John. Must be registered through John. This is our training schedule, which again is printed out, something for you to pop on your fridge. The starred one there is our Laws of Cricket exam. If you are going to umpire in the WA Premier Cricket Competition, there is an expectation that you take and pass the Laws of Cricket exam. You can do it any time. We'll give you the start date when the Laws of Cricket exam is available to complete. We complete it on a system called MOS, which is the Match Official System. It's an online platform devised and managed by one of our members. And the Laws of Cricket exam, I think there's 60 questions, John? Yeah. 60 from a bank of 250 questions. And you go in and it's all about the good book. You complete that. The pass mark is 80%, I believe. So you've got to get 48. And you can take that exam as many times as you want. We receive a notification when people take a Laws exam, even if you pass or fail. There are still people taking their Laws exams now, not because they're late or early, because they want to continue to reinforce their knowledge of the laws. Highlighted in red is our annual umpire development seminar. Saturday, all day, Saturday the 31st of August, all day here at the Wacker ground, on the outfield, over in the nets, in various rooms, a full day of umpire development. Talk about the seminar a little bit later on. If you are registered to umpire in WA Premier Cricket, it is free. It costs you no dollars. Morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea. If you are a brand new umpire, on the Sunday the 1st of September, there is opportunity to come down to Leeming Striker, Southern Cricket, down in Leeming, and just come and stand in the nets. We've got a couple of clubs who'll be training there with it's usually their juniors, but to come and stand in the net. So when you go out for your first appointment, it's no surprise when somebody comes across your left shoulder or your right shoulder and wangs the ball down the other end. We will tell you exactly where to stand. We will tell you exactly what to look for. Fantastic opportunity for you not to go on the field completely cold. So the umpire seminar. I'll talk about this one. Community cricket. In the metropolitan area, there are 4 associations in the metropolitan area. There's Perth Swan Association, there's the South Metropolitan Association, there's the North Suburban Cricket Association, Community Cricket Association, and then there's the WA Suburban Turf Cricket Association, all in the metropolitan area. That is under what's called community cricket. So if you want to stay close to home, not go too far, slightly shorter games, slightly shorter matches to umpire, collect your money, happy days. If that is your why, want something to do on a Saturday afternoon, I'll just want to stay nice and close to home so I can get back, watch the footy. Well, it won't be the footy, of course. Watch Dancing with the Stars, have a beer, happy days. The community competition there is cricket for everybody to umpire, every single person. The WA Premier Cricket umpire, the Premier Cricket competition is metro-wide, goes from Joondalup and Wanneroo in the north to Rockingham Mandurah in the south to Midland Guildford in the east, and there are clubs all over. as we saw on the list, there's male competitions, there's female competitions, there's juniors, there's seniors. Starts at 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, quite often finishes at 6 o'clock on a Sunday evening. All weekend, there is cricket to umpire. You can choose your competition. Come and umpire whichever competition that you like. It's only if you are in the WA Premier Cricket competition can you take that next step. We've got 2 or 3 people from our development panel here, and Ashley's on our state umpire group. They umpire in the WA Premier Cricket competition. If you want to get into the highest level of cricket that you possibly can, my advice, come and umpire in Premier Cricket. My role, to get the best umpires umpiring in Premier Cricket, and for the umpires in Premier Cricket to be the best that they can be. So there are our 2 competitions. Yep. Yep. So I did mention it, but I was probably on mute. If you have a question, please type it into the chat group, and John will either respond with a type, or we'll call it out and discuss it amongst the group here. So if you have a question, please type it in the chat. Here is our Premier Cricket pathway. This is Premier Cricket only. We have junior grades, males 13s and 14s, and females 14s. Next step up is our males 15s and 17s, and our female 17s. Moving into those senior grades, we have 4 grades in senior male cricket, 2 grades in senior female cricket. Moving through into the WA development umpire panel, senior finals of 2 days, 1 days, and T20s across all of those competitions. And then our state umpire group who umpire the representative matches. As I said, Women's National Cricket League, Women's Big Bash, 4th umpire in the Men's Big Bash, state second 11 matches, and national carnivals. Okay, that's a little bit of administration, a little bit of umpiring, and certainly in the WA Premier Cricket and the pathway as an introduction. Let's talk about what it means. Every time you come here, don't leave without a little bit more knowledge of what it means to be an umpire. What it actually means to be an umpire. If you think umpiring is standing there, counting to 6, getting some of your ins and outs right, that's what umpiring is. It's the tiniest little slither of cake of what it means to be an umpire. If you are brand new, this next slide is important. This is the sort of stuff that you're going to take with you. You must take a watch. Depending on the association, your uniform, on-field shirts, off-field shirts, a hat. In Premier Cricket, we will give you a hat band. In Premier Cricket, we will give you an umpiring shirt. Okay, you might take a bowling marker with you. Absolutely, take a bail with you, take a counter. There's various opportunities, various types of counters that you can use. I recommend that you take one of those crowd counters, a sheet counter, a notebook, pen, scissors. In that binder is all of your rules and playing conditions. Definitely take some sunscreen. You might want to take a towel, and depending on what competition you're umpiring with, take some food. Is there a water bottle on there? And drink. Food and drink. Okay. 3 other things that really should be in your bag. One of them is the laws of cricket. It's on the table. Boomerangs. The middle one is Tom Smith's. So Tom Smith's is a book. It is the definitive guide to interpreting the laws of cricket. Okay, so if you haven't, Tom Smith's, we have some for sale, and we're going to give one away, actually. We're going to give a Tom Smith's away soon. They're $45, and we have some. They're also available as a Kindle book, so you can purchase them from Amazon and have them on but you do need the Kindle app, and your kids will probably be all right. Roy, not so much. Take the book with you, Roy. And then your playing conditions. There is a significant difference, this is particularly for our new umpires, between the laws of cricket and playing conditions. Significant difference. An umpire needs to have a working knowledge of the 2. Let me give you an example. The laws of cricket, as we will see next week, state if a bowler comes in, bowls a bouncer that flies over the batter's head, the laws of cricket say that is a no ball. Every single playing condition, certainly in the Premier Cricket competition and above, through Cricket Australia and to the ICC, every single playing condition will tell us it's a wide. So there's always 6 fair deliveries in and over. That's what the laws of cricket tell us, until we go to the 100 in England, when there's a set of 5 or a set of 10. That's not in the laws of cricket. The laws of cricket will be this big. That is a playing condition. There is a difference between laws and playing conditions: start time, interval times, number of overs, limitations on bowlers, etc., etc., etc. Playing conditions. Print them out. Take them with you in your bag. Okay. Who's ready for a quick game? Good. Terry, excellent. Right, everyone stand up. This book is worth $45. 45 of our Australian dollars. I'm going to give one away by simple heads and tails. Okay, we're going to do the toss. Moving into our next section, we are bang on time, my friends. So the winner will receive this book of Tom Smith, $45 worth. Okay, so if you think this is going to be a head, put your hands on your head. If you think it's a tail, put your hands on your bottom. If you are wrong, you need to sit down. Okay? Right. Okay. What is it? Okay, it's a tail, so sit down. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, so decide now. Decide now. Decide now. What is it? It's a head. You can speak. It's a head. So if you've got your hands on your bottom, sit down. Okay, how many have we got left? Oh, still a few. Okay, heads. Decide now. Oh, I thought you were bringing a new one into it, Tony, as well then. The England defensive ball. Oh, sit down. How many left? 2, 3. Okay, decide now. Okay, one of you's got to go one way, one the other way. Okay, decide now. You can't be the same. Decide you can't both be tails. Somebody's got to go heads. Your heads. Just give it to him. It's a tail. Okay. With great victory comes great responsibility. You're taking next week's law course. You're 17 through to 30. All right, thank you.
I do that.
John, you and I are going for dinner next Wednesday. Okay. Righto, Tom Smith's very, very important book. Let's dig into the laws, shall we? Cricket is unique as it has. Oh, sorry, before we start that. There you go. This presentation is based on the current laws code. Okay, so it's the 2017 code, 3rd edition from 2022. Very important. Very important. If your book says anything other than 2017 code, 3rd edition, 2022, chuck it away or give it to John. He's got a library of old versions of the laws. Okay, so it must be the correct code. The laws of cricket is unique in as much as it has 42 laws. At the start of it, we have a preamble to the laws that mentions the spirit of cricket. A cornerstone, absolutely central. It can't be a cornerstone and central, can it? So let's just say it's central. Central to the spirit of cricket is respect. How do I know that, David Scott? You can say? You saw one of my presentations recently down at Tranby College. How do I know that respect is central to the spirit of cricket? 70% of the answers to my questions are because it's written in the laws. Respect is absolutely central, to the spirit of cricket. I suggest one of the best things I learned when I was an umpire is to open a respect bank. And in that respect bank, you need to have different accounts. Have an account at home with the people that you live with, your spouse, your de facto, your children, your parents. Have an account with them. Have an account at school or work. Have an account with your friends and colleagues. Definitely have an account for cricket umpiring. And all the time, at any opportunity you get, go up to that bank and make a little deposit. Go up to that bank and make a little deposit. Go up to that bank and make a little deposit. For our younger people here, your parents make you dinner, say, thank you for my dinner. Tiny little deposit into their respect bank. When your appointment comes for cricket and you can't drive, tell your parents as soon as that appointment arrives. Little deposit into their respect bank. If one of your parents is struggling with lifting something or needs some help in the garden, go and give them a hand. Big deposit into the respect bank. For people with spouses and kids, tell them when your umpiring appointment arrives. With players, use please, use thank you, use eye contact. Eye contact is huge, massive in communication. Constantly making deposits into your respect bank, because I promise you, promise number 2, there is a time when you are going to have to go up to that ATM and go beep, 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 and make a withdrawal. You need to be in so much credit in your respect bank by your actions, by your words, by the way that you dress, that when you make that withdrawal, you are still in credit in that respect bank. You don't want to completely lose people's respect. It's the top of a very slippery slope. So have a respect bank at cricket umpiring. When we come here, who shall I use as an example? I use Terry. Terry, stand up for me. Terry's part of our umpire development panel. So Terry's got his Premier Cricket and Wakua Association polo shirt on. He's got a pair of smart trousers. What you got on your feet, Terry? A pair of shoes. Good. Terry looks good. Terry looks like an umpire. Looks like a high-performing, highly respectful, highly respected umpire. Terry, have a little deposit into your respect bank. Thank you. Good person to go and speak to. Okay. So respect is absolutely central to the spirit of cricket. The players absolutely must accept our decision. They might not like it. They might not like us. They have to respect our role of the umpire, and we respect their role as players as well. That respect is certainly mutual. Let's move into law number 1. Law number 1, the players. You've got 4 minutes. 4 minutes to read that law in and amongst your table. If there's anything you really don't understand, speak about it amongst your table. Talk is good. Talk is good. Off you go. Read those laws. Read that law number 1. Off you go. 4 minutes. You'll have to share. We've got everyone that we had. You've got. If there is an app, if you haven't got the laws, your laws book, there is an app. MCC Laws of Cricket. You can download the app, and the laws are on there. Some people on this table, I think, or this table have got the app, so you can use the app as well.
No. Must have been something on the telephone here.
Okay, any chat going on your table, Ash? Talk is good, my friends. Anything that's not clear, anything you really want to point out? Our experienced umpires, raise it. Paul Clark, 4th grade umpire of the year. Oh, we found John. John's a wizard. He's managed to find some more. These are boomerangs. Once again, these laws books are boomerangs. Righto. Time's up. Law number 1, the players. So very precede. There are 11 players in a team. This is what the laws of cricket are telling us. Your playing conditions, if you're going to umpire junior community cricket, or if you're umpiring senior female community cricket, your playing conditions may say different. Laws of cricket tell us there are 11 players in the team. One of them is a captain. Before the toss, each side gives a written list to the players and the of its players to the umpires. That can be changed after the toss, but only with the consent of the opposing captain. And that happens. It happens at the very, very top level. The team must have a nominated captain. The captain is responsible for ensuring the match is played within the spirit of cricket and within the laws. One question down, one law down, 41 to go. It can be. Well, that's what the law says. 11 on the field at any one time. 11 bat, 11 bowl. That is a playing condition. That's a playing condition. In theory, you could turn up with 2. The laws of cricket say you can turn up with 2. As soon as somebody's out, see you later. And one person's got a bowl. So maybe have a wicket keeper. You probably wouldn't have a wicket keeper. One of you's got to be the captain. Okay, so in theory, you could play with 2. Laws of cricket. Excellent question on there. Thank you. Law playing condition. We had a question over here about, doesn't say anything about concussion substitutes. Playing conditions. That is a playing condition. Okay, so we're 1 law down. Should we go to number 2? Law number 2. About the most important people on the field. The umpire. Okay, you have 8 minutes to read this law. 8 minutes to read and discuss the law on the umpire. One thing I will point out in the book is that any time during our 42 laws, when it refers to the umpire, it's talking about the umpire at the bowler's end. So if it says the umpire, talking about the bowler's end umpire. And from now on, from this moment on, can we all make sure we use the language bowler's end umpire, umpire at the bowler's end, not central or the umpire in charge, bowler's end umpire, please. Deal? Excellent. And who's the umpire at the other end? What do we call him? Who said square leg? Down to 10. Go. Corner. It's the naughty corner. Down to 10. Who said the striker's end? Umpire at the striker's end. It doesn't have to be a square leg. Yes. Striker's end umpire. I won't make you do 10 push-ups if you say square leg, okay? And if I say it, I'll just bank them for the rest of the week. Maureen, what's wrong? Don't let me out of the corner of your eye. Right, 6 minutes, 6.5 minutes. Jared. It's not Jared. It's not.
Yeah.
That's him. That's Machenko. Yeah. Pretty sure it is.
That is definitely me.
It is definitely you.
Yeah. Yeah, got to straighten things up a bit. I think.
Yeah. Big brim.
I would have said it was just that was
Thank you. So law number 2, the umpires. So let's see this law. Have we all read law number 2, the umpires? It's a little bit in law number 2. The law talks about the appointment of umpires. It also talks about attendance at the ground. The law states that you should attend 45 minutes before the start of the game. If you're umpiring in WA Premier Cricket, we insist that you turn up 60 minutes before, because as you saw in the laws, there's a fair bit to discuss and decide before the start of the game. We can change the umpire, but the law says that if there's a change of umpire, then they can only do what? Strikers end. Oh, very good. Excellent. Okay. And before the game, we will consult, and before the toss, we will consult with the captains and we will decide the balls being used. Your competition will almost certainly tell you what brand, size, weight, colour of balls you're being used. The hours of play and the intervals, again, decided by your association. That's not in the laws of cricket, but the laws of cricket say we will discuss and we will agree. The boundaries being used, they're important. That is important. Sometimes you might have a local rule. Might be some overhanging trees. I will discuss with the 2 captains. My partner and I will discuss with the 2 captains. Captain, just so you know, if a ball hits this branch that's right over there or hits a leaf on that tree on the full, that's a 6. we're going to award 6 runs. And any special conditions in and around the game. So in Shield cricket in years gone by, first Tuesday in November, one of the special conditions is they stop and they come and watch the race. They come and watch the Melbourne Cup. Little special condition about there. I've stood out there and umpired Afghanistan playing Western Australia, and Afghanistan came to us and said, we'd like a break for prayers. A special condition. What do you think we said? Yeah, absolutely, we said yes. We go out there and we satisfy ourselves that the wickets are properly pitched, the creases are properly marked, and the boundaries correct. We satisfy ourselves that the conduct of the game, the implements and the equipment, the stumps and the bails and the balls are all correct. As umpires, we are the sole judges of fair and unfair play, and we are the judges of fitness for play of the ground. Fitness for play in the ground is extremely important. We're just going to sidetrack very slightly into fitness for play. Okay, so this is part of what it means to be an umpire. We're in charge of this. This is up to us to manage. Yes, go ahead. Yep. And we don't set the boundaries. We ensure that the boundaries are correctly marked and the correct distance. Okay, we're not going to go out there with our tape measure because the boundaries are the boundaries of the boundaries. And if we're right up this end of the ground, it might be a shorter one and a longer one. Generally, in Premier Cricket, the boundaries won't change. In juniors, the boundaries will come in a bit shorter and shorter. Okay, and possibly in women's as well. I don't have those playing conditions right in my head. Good question, thank you. We're not going to go out with our tape measure and look. Okay, we will check that if it's a one-day game or a game with fielding restrictions, we will check that the circle is correctly marked, the fielding circle, and we do that by pacing it out. Okay. Going back to fitness play, does that answer your question? Excellent, thank you. So together, we decide if the conditions of, we call it ground, weather and light, GWL. And as you go through your umpiring, you'll hear this expression all the time, GWL, GWL, GWL. Ground, weather, and light. If the conditions of GWL or some exceptional circumstances would mean it would be either dangerous or unreasonable, and they are in red for a reason. Okay, so these are the 2 words that we look at. Dangerous is defined as actual and foreseeable risk to the safety of any player or umpire, and unreasonable would mean it is not sensible to proceed. Okay, so it would be considered dangerous or unreasonable if the ground was so wet and slippery as to deprive a bowler of reasonable foothold, fielders of the power of free movement, and batters the ability to play their strokes and or run between the wickets. Okay, so if the ball's slipping through your hands and people are slipping over, that's dangerous. If it's just raining and drizzly and drizzly and drizzly and drizzly and drizzly, and it's in your concentration, the players are clearly unhappy. Batters are, it's in their concentration, they're getting out, and the fielders are, under normal circumstances, a little bit of drizzle, that's okay. But it's been going on for so long, just becomes unreasonable. So you'd probably put a time limit on it. Unless this clears up in the next 10 minutes, we're going off. It's just becoming unreasonable. Okay. So also the laws tell us that the fact that the grass and the ball are wet and slippery doesn't mean it is dangerous or unreasonable. Because if you go and play cricket in England, you ain't ever going to play because it's always wet and it's always raining. Here we're extremely lucky. The umpires should immediately suspend. Now this is really important, okay? As umpires, we'll either suspend play or we won't let play begin or restart if either of us, either one of us says this is either dangerous or unreasonable. Okay? Together, we must agree that it is okay to play. It is safe and reasonable to play. So if one says, I can't see the light here. I can't see the light. I'm, probably 15 years older than you, Roy? And so if Roy and I go out to umpire, my eyes are nowhere near as good as his, and I'm really struggling in the light, Roy might be absolutely fine. No issues whatsoever. And he's happy if I say, I can't see it. The light is too bad. For me, this is both dangerous and unreasonable. We go. That make sense? When we go and inspect the pitch, inspect to either start or restart play, we do it together, but unaccompanied by players or people from the teams. Okay? So we go out there. Everyone's an expert and everyone will be on your shoulder. We want to play. We want to play. We don't want to play. We don't want to play. That's why we go together. And respectfully, we'll tell the captains and the players and the volunteers, so gents, we'll go and do our inspection on our own and then we'll come and speak to you. Ladies, we'll do our inspection and we'll come and speak to you at 7:25. Okay? Go, Steve.
I think we should stay.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Thank you. Good point. So the law tells us about the position that we stand in. It tells us that after one innings, when both teams have had a turn to bat, we then swap ends. It also talks about disagreements and disputes. It says that the umpire's decision, once made, is absolutely final. And then it talks about signals. There are 4 signals that we make when the ball is live, and 3 of them are repeated when the ball is dead. Same delivery. So a wide, a no ball, and anyone? A dead ball. Thank you. So wide, no ball, dead ball. We make that signal and then we repeat the signal afterwards. I'll give you an example of that in just a second. The order of signaling is very important, and having an individual acknowledgement from the scorer is also really, really important. The law goes on to tell us that if we are being informed of something, where the players must inform, if an injured player is coming to us to tell us that they're okay to take the field again, so it's going to affect their penalty time, week 2, maybe week 3, don't worry. Telling one umpire is okay, and then we must satisfy ourselves that the runs, the wickets, the overs are all correct, and we do that at bare minimum at each interval, but not drinks. We don't necessarily do that at drinks. So we go and see the scorers. Scorers, what's the score? Oh, it's 4 for 136. And you're both happy with that? Yeah, you both agree? Fantastic. 38 overs? Yeah, 38 overs. Jolly good. So signals. This is an example of an instance where we re-signal. We signal twice. One ball, one wide. This is women's big bash. This is a wide. It's down leg side. We're not going to be calling it, if it's 2-day cricket, this is not a wide, but this is a women's big bash in their playing conditions. This is a wide. Tanil Peshal bowls the ball. It's a wide. The umpire signals wide to the game, and then the laws of cricket tell us that we re-signal to the scorers. Okay, it's re-signalling. This one is multiple signals. So there's a re-signal in here, and there's multiple signals. We'll watch this video twice. Bowler bowls ahead, high full toss. Oh, geez. No ball, immediate no ball. Above the waist, full toss, and then comes to the side. For some reason he changed hands. Wide. No ball, buys 4, free hit, which is not in the laws of cricket. And then he'll go through a warning procedure because that was a dangerous delivery. Okay, so the order of our signals, we give those signals in the order events occurred. So bowler comes in, ball goes off the pad, not the bat, goes off the pad, down to the boundary. What's that? How many? 4 leg buys. So if we're talking, that's 4 leg buys. But when I'm signalling to our scorer, it's leg buys 4. Because this is what happens. So Terry, you're going to be my scorer, and I'm going to do these signals for him. So as soon as I signal 4, Terry gives me an acknowledgement. So Terry writes 4 to the batter, 4 to the bowler, 4 on the score, cup of tea, dart, check the racing. Then I turn and signal leg buys. That's what we call it. It's 4 leg buys. It might be 4 buys. It might be 5 wides. Terry then has to rub out 4 to the batter. He has to rub out 4 to the bowler. And he ain't very happy. Withdraw from respect bank. But if I go to Terry, leg buys, he gives me a signal, gives me an acknowledgement. Thank you. And then 4, we get an acknowledgement for each signal. He puts dot to the batter, dot to the bowler, 4 into leg buys, 4 on the total. pins a clock. Okay, so the ordering of signals is important. Let's just watch this one again. So hit high full toss. So no ball. Ball then goes down to the boundary. No ball. Buys. 4. Free hit. And you'll see number 16, the batter there, just confirm that he's had a warning. So our umpire there, Jack, has told the bowler he's had a warning. He's about to go and tell number 2, who's the captain, that his bowler's had a warning for a dangerous full toss. And then he'll turn and he'll tell the batters, he'll tell everybody it's a free hit. Okay, so that's 9 things, all from one ball.
When you signal free hit is different to what I thought you were thinking.
Tell me more.
I've been in the habit of whenever I make a call for free hit, I go back and stand at the stumps.
Yep.
Make sure the batsman and the fielders know it's a free hit.
He will do. So he's told the scorers this is a free hit. He'll then, after he's done all his warnings, he'll then go back up to the popping crease or around the stumps, and he'll then confirm with everybody, that's up, ball, this is a free hit. And ball will go, woohoo! And the bowler will go, don't say it twice. Okay. Not on my jump. So WA Cricket are now sponsoring. Our major partner is Think Mental Health. A good way to improve your mental health is to practice gratitude. Being grateful for something that has happened to you in the last day, 3 days, week. We're going to have 2 minutes and we're going to go around this group, go around our tables, and we're going to practice gratitude. I want you to tell everybody on you, don't have to give them intimate details, but just tell them something. You might have had a fantastic dinner last night. You might be so grateful. This might be the first time you ever visited the Wacker ground. Please practice some gratitude in 2 minutes.
And the drawstring, and the top, that, everything. We told them, shut out that draw, 10 of us, we told them, you know, like, we're not doing it, but it's all really support.
Okay, time's up. We're here for the laws. I'm going to tell you that I'm really grateful, really grateful that the IT is working extremely well. And that one of my best mates, who I also sit right next to at work, has just given me a few pointers, given me a few reminders, a couple of little nudges that maybe you don't know that is going to help this evening run smoothly. So when he comes back, thank him for us, Maureen, won't you? Okay. For those of you online, when we go to each law, just read through the law, and if you have a specific question that you want to ask, just type it in the chat, and John will do his best to answer that law. Law number 3, scorers. Real simple. We're going to fly through this. That is the entirety of law number 3. Okay, so 2 scorers are appointed. They record the runs, the wickets, and the number of overs bowled. They shall frequently check that their records agree. The better scorers check more often, at very least with the umpires at every interval, as we spoke about. And then the scorers shall accept all instructions and signals given to them by the umpires and shall immediately acknowledge each signal. Immediately, Terry. You don't wait 3 or 4 seconds just in case James doesn't want me to put my hand up.
Depends if you signal. You're going to be standing.
Immediately. The umpire-scorer relationship is extremely important. Really, really important. Look after the scorers, okay? Look after the scorers. They can make us look like a goose. Absolutely, you will. Absolutely. Can I tell you my Stevens Reserve at Fremantle story? So Stevens Reserve Fremantle is a long way from the ground up to the scorer's box there, and the first grade scorer at Fremantle is a character, shall we say? Okay, she's a bit of a character, and I turn up one day, and this is going to take time out, but it's okay. It's important. It's a good story. I think it's a good story. I turn up one day, and she's sitting there, and we have a bit of banter. She says, "I'll have you today." "I will. I'll have you." I was like, "Yeah, bring it on. Anything you got." First over from my end, off the pad, take a single. I'm there like this. And just to confirm, I'm a human, not a flamingo, right? Your leg bites. Someone calls out, because what happens? "Scorer!" Opens the window from about 120 meters away. She goes, "What?" And I'm still standing there like this. And she closes the window. And someone goes, "Leg rise." She opens the window. She goes, "I know." Closes the window, and I'm still standing there. Someone calls out, "You going to signal? Or are you going to flash the light?" She opens the window. She goes, "No." She closes the window, and I'm still standing there. Be nice to the scorers. Okay, and they have laws. Law number 4 is about the ball. Okay, you've got 2 minutes to read about law number 4, the ball. Okay, time's up. The ball. Okay. Generally, the details of the ball will be in your playing conditions, but the laws of cricket speak about the ball as well. So there are particular sizes that the ball must adhere to. Size, weight. Okay, it doesn't say anything about colour. It tells us, the laws of cricket tells us that the umpires shall take control of the ball at certain times. It's important that we know when those times are. Fall of wickets, intervals, end of day, which is an interval. And it tells us about when the fielding team, the bowling team is allowed to take a new ball, allowed to request a new ball. The laws tell us that after 80 completed overs, 80 full completed overs, then they can request a new ball. So if the bowling team bowl their 80 overs, then they bowl 81 overs, and then they bowl 1 ball, 2 ball, 3 ball. So they bowled 81.3. This question might well be in your laws exam. So if they've bowled 81.3 and then say, "Can we have a new ball?" then they can only get a third new ball after 162 overs, because you go 81.3, round up to 82, and then they bowl another 80 full complete overs before they can request a new ball. That is an absolute gimme in the laws exam. When the ball becomes either lost or unfit, we choose. We choose. How do we know that? It's written in the laws of cricket. So when if a ball gets lost or goes to the road, gets picked up by a dog and run away, it might be wet, so wet that umpires choose. And fielders will want to have a go, and the bowler he'll want to have a look, or the batters, she'll want to have a look and say, oh, we want a run that's a bit rubbish or a bit softer. They might want a ball that's a bit harder. The umpires choose. Okay. Questions on the ball? Good question. Great question. Don't know. So we go to that 80 full overs. Why does it say excluding any part overs for that second new ball, taking a new ball? Yeah. Yeah.
It's not about the complete.
Yep. 82.
Still counts.
So we're going to take a break. We've got 5 minutes. Okay. You'll be back sitting in here. I'm going to start law number 5 in 5 minutes. Okay. I'm going to ask Pete and Alex. Are you happy? Could you take people down the race? Just go and have a look onto the ground there. Everybody wants to go and have a look on the ground. Just stay at the very bottom of the race there, if you could, please. We'll be back in 5 minutes. If you want to stay here, chat, you can sit and go and use the bathroom. 5 minute break. We start again. Well, it's now 4.5 minutes. Start again in 4.5 minutes. Come and chat. Come and ask a question.
In the he could ask me to stand to the court.
That's always been there. So we go back to the previous bits that says you put yourself in a position to best see and adjudicate whatever it is. So that's it. Yeah, yeah. And it needs to be better.
Yeah,
Just go that way a bit.
I've had it happen a lot with people, I say, yeah.
I'll understand what you like, but don't expect it. That's all you say.
Like the new ball, 80 first I didn't want to school it's actually the 80 years. It's the beauty of it, it's correct. That's why you say you're not using it. You don't use it. So, because it's the whole.
Appreciate that.
They chose to take it apart over so they can
They can
take it at any time.
Stop slightly. I couldn't take the
Until 160 first.
84.
Beauty of the English language.
And the laws of cricket as well.
They said they gave 12 months and 100 by accident. I don't know, but I've been sort of super out. It's going for this. It's one of those things that they changed.
Okay, last few seconds. Just come and grab a seat. How hard is it raining? Alex. Alex. Just quickly, just before we get back, everybody who went outside, if you went outside down onto the ground, I want you to close your eyes. If you went outside onto the ground, I want you to close your eyes. Please close your eyes. Now, if you are happy to continue to play in that way, I understand it's dark, so we'll ignore the darkness. If you're happy to play in that level of rain, put your hand up. Yes. You're out there playing. Yeah, you're happy to. Oh, such a sheep. Okay. We're not playing heads and tails anymore. This is the okay. So 3 and then John. Never partner these two together. Okay. Okay. Law number 5. So this is about the bat. You've got 4 minutes to read about the bat. Appendix B gives you all the information on the bat, but just read the law for now. There are some real golden bits around the bat in there.
Because you've left the light on, so I don't know what time on. If finished, he might just be doing something. He's been quiet a lot of the time. That's all right.
Okay.
Sound on the top.
Are we still there, people?
Okay, some important parts about the bat. The bat is 2 pieces. One is the handle, one is the blade, and Appendix B, it will tell you about the width, it will tell you about the length, it will tell you about what it's allowed to look like. It's solely on wood. Dennis Lilly comes out in your game with his aluminium bat.
No.
Off you go, Dennis. See you later. Again, written in Appendix B. Very important. The bat is only the bat
Okay.
when it is held in the batter's hand or in the gloved hand, the worn glove. So if I've taken this glove off and the bat's touching that glove, it is not the bat. It is not considered as the bat. Okay, it's got to be held in the batter's hand or in the worn gloved hand. When the ball touches the bat, it is only considered as contact with the bat. If the ball hits the bat, actually hits the bat, touches the bat, blade or handle, that's okay. If it touches the batter's hand holding the bat, so if I've got a bat in this hand and no bat in this hand, if it comes off this glove here, not considered to have hit the bat. Any part of the glove, worn on the batter's hand holding the bat, or any additional materials, if it's taped up, if it's got some repairs on, if there's a tiny little bit coming off it, if it flicks that bit of tape, please don't give people out if it flicks the tiniest fleck of tape. Only know that it's actually, the ball's actually hit the bat. Okay, but if it hits that piece of tape, that bit of tape is part of the bat as well. On the handle, where you've got the grip, and the grip might be protruding at the top, if it flicks that bit of the grip at the top, that is part of the bat. If a glove has a big fat wristband, okay, no matter how big that wristband is attached to the glove, it is part of the glove, and therefore it is part of the gloved hand holding the bat, and therefore part of the bat. If your batter has a gloved hand holding the bat with a big wristband and with a long sleeve shirt over the top, and it touches that shirt, the ball goes through and is taken as a fair catch. Is that part of the bat? So are we giving that out or not out? This is out. Hand up. This is not out. Okay. Did it touch the part of the glove? No, because it's touched the shirt, which is over the top of the glove. Okay, so it is not out. Not out. So batters can come out, pull their sleeves right the way over their hands. Okay, I don't think they'll be doing that. Okay, so knowledge of what the bat is the crucial part of this law. What is contact with the ball? You know, specifications of the bat. Hopefully they're in there somewhere. Law number 7 is about the pitch. Okay, we'll go through this very quickly. A pitch is 22 yards by 10 feet, 20.12 meters by whatever 10 feet is in metric. We as umpires are the sole judges of fitness for play. As we spoke about, is it dangerous? Is it unreasonable? Before the start of the match, the ground authority have control. During the match, the umpires have control of the use of the pitch and maintenance and repairs and work on the pitch. We're in charge. We work with the curators. Some people talk about this half-hour handover. Half hour before, I'll hand the pitch over to you, all yours. Half hour, 31 minutes, I can't take the pitch yet. It's not written in the laws of cricket. It may be a playing condition. It may be a convention. The laws of cricket say that before the match, the ground authority are in charge for its use and maintenance, and during the match, we are. The toss is crucial. The toss is crucial because that is correct. It doesn't say that in the laws of cricket, but Matthew is absolutely right. Once, there you go. Thank you. Okay, good, excellent. Thank you. Once that pitch is changed, once that pitch is decided, won't be changed. We're playing on staying on that pitch. In your competition, it may get changed for whatever reason. It might get changed. Certainly, if you're on a hard deck, community cricket, AstroTurf pitch, end of week 1, for whatever reason, you may be playing somewhere else week 2, different innings, maybe. But for the benefit of the laws of cricket, once that pitch is decided, it doesn't change. Peter. Yep. it's our, so it's during the game. So in theory, it's our responsibility. Yeah. So during the game. So it's our responsibility to ensure that the groundsman's doing as much as they can. Yeah, correct. We still say whether or not we're going to play. Yeah, correct.
Because it's just it's Saturday to Saturday. Still during the match.
Yeah.
Just like for an injury or what? Yeah. So there are creases. Law number 7. 3 creases. You need to know the names of these creases. Am I boring you, young man? Is it a boring presentation? Yawning? Is it? Okay, you just done it. That's okay. Did you stay up and watch England lose the Euros? Is that what it is? Righto. So our popping crease is where the batter bats generally. Our bowling crease is where the stumps are pitched. And our return crease is the one that goes the other way. It goes sideways. So in the laws, it tells us how far apart they are. So 4 feet from bowling crease to popping crease, 8 foot 8 inches from return crease to return crease. And then it will tell us that the return crease is deemed to be unlimited in length. Same for the popping crease. It just keeps on going and going and going. It tells us how far apart they are as well on our pitch. Okay. This is not included in this law, but the protected area is measured 1 foot either side of middle stump and 5 feet in front of the popping crease. So 9 feet away from the stumps and 2 feet wide with a line from middle to middle as your center line. So it's what? It's 2 feet by 66 minus 18, whatever that is, 48. Okay, so that's your protected area. And we'll cover a little bit on that later on in this laws course.
And with those markings,
Yeah.
Maybe people who are nearer, they will mark guides for you for where the protected area is.
Certainly on turf wickets, they will mark it. On hard decks, they almost certainly won't.
Don't get confused that they're there to help inside wide.
No, correct. Absolutely correct. Good point, Roy. Excellent. Thank you. Now let's talk senior metropolitan community cricket associations. If you decide you want to umpire down in the Coburn, Kwinana, Leeming area, South Metro, Perth Swan is out towards the hills, North Suburban, as it suggests, up north, Kingsley, Warwick Greenwood, one of the best teams. Yeah. So they're in the northern districts, and Subby Turf, Suburban Turf covers most of the metro area. If you decide you want to umpire in a senior community competition, those are your umpire coordinators. The details are on your flyers. So that screen is on your flyers, on your takeaways. And if you're going to umpire junior metropolitan, then your coordinators go and see Alex. Go and see her today. So at the end of today's presentation, if you consider you're probably going to umpire in junior community cricket, Alex will probably have a quick chat with you. Okay. Now, as an umpire, we need to take certain things on the field. This is not in the laws of cricket. This is not a law of cricket. Definitely, from what we took in our bag, these are the things that we're almost certainly going to take on field with us. Definitely a watch, a counter, a bail, a spare bail, at least one pen, a bowling marker if there's not a bowling marker provided by your club, a book, a little notebook to write some notes, maybe a pair of scissors as well, just so you can snip some things off. So take this stuff on the field with you. Definitely your counter. Have you got, say, you haven't got a sheep counter with you? No. So you get all different types of counters. Just going to talk about counters just for a moment, okay? You get some of them are sort of oblong shape, and you do the overs and the balls and the wickets. Some of them are shaped like a kidney or whatever it is, an upside down heart with overs, balls and wickets, those sort of things. My advice is use a sheep counter. Use one of these sort of counters you can get from Bunnings and Office Works, and they cost about 10-15 bucks, Terry.
The grey Nichols ones, the kidney shaped ones, stay away from them. You get about 2 months out of them before the numbers dissolve off them and you can't read.
There you go, advice from the coalface. Really good. So with these ones, your bowler comes running in, bowls the ball goes through to the keeper, ball is dead, and you go click. So I'm talking to mainly to our new umpires here. What does my sheet counter say? 0, 0, 0, 1. So that is telling me we're cricket umpires, okay? So we don't count in. That is telling me 1 ball. 1 ball. Ball comes in, bowls the ball. Whatever happens, ball goes there. Click. 0, 0, 0. 2 balls. We go through 3, 4. Look at my partner. I'll give her 2 to come. So you can see come back. 5, 6. Click, and I call over. As I'm moving to my position at the striker's end, Michael, as I'm moving to my position at the striker's end, I'm going to do this. Click, 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 click. What number have I got on there? 0, 0, 1, 0. So I've got number 10. That is cricket umpires. That is 1 over and no balls. 1 over and no balls. I'm stood at square leg. Bowler comes running in. Goes to the keeper ball. He said, click. 1 over, 1 ball. Click. 2 balls. 1, 3 balls. 4 balls. Matty 2 to come. 5 balls. 6 balls. My partner calls over. As I'm walking in, click, 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 click. 2 overs. It counts the overs for you. You cannot get it wrong. You almost certainly cannot get it wrong. You hopefully cannot get it wrong. Okay, so I've had so many arguments with scorers, captains, etc., etc. Oh, we've bowled 46. Well, I'm telling you, you bowled 45. We've bowled 46. Scoreboard says 46. Scoreboard is wrong. You bowled 45. So that is my advice. Use one of those. How do you get good at using one of those? One word begins with P and ends in practice. Absolutely. Practice. Okay. So law number 8 is about the wickets. Okay. The wickets are the things sticking out the ground with the things on top. They are not what we play on. Okay. They're not the grassy or the astroturfy thing. They are the things sticking out the ground with the things on top. Okay. So you've got 3 minutes to read about the wickets. This is pretty straightforward.
I'm sorry, bye.
Okay, righto. So the wickets. Owen Taylor. Owen, tell us something that stuck out for you on the wickets. Throw me a bone here, Owen. Tell us something about the law on the wickets. Thank you. 28 by 9. So the wickets, laws of cricket tell us that the wickets are 28 inches by 9 inches. They consist of 3 stumps and 2 bails. Okay. Says in the law, in addition to the law a few years ago, was the fact that tethered bails are now permitted. Okay, it's a safety feature. Safety for tethered, yeah, so attached bails. Safety for our umpires and their poor old backs, Roy? You used... Oh, really? Okay. And it also...
It was resolved, but I've been using it for years and Luke became aware of it and told me I could,
Okay.
but I
Ignored his instruction. Okay. Yeah.
why.
Okay. Good stuff.
Anyway, he said if the district or the Premier Cricket clubs didn't need to use them, then I can use.
Thank you.
I haven't had anyone who hadn't.
That's good. And the law also speaks about, thank you, Boy, thank you. It also speaks about when we dispense with the bails, we can take the bails off. If they keep blowing off at one end, just becomes such a nuisance, just take the bails off. It's not uncommon. If they blow off once, okay, give it another go. But if we decide to take the bails off at one end, we must take the bails off at both ends. Okay, and the law will tell us in one of the laws next week, hopefully, depending on how many we get through, the law will tell us what constitutes either bowled or a run out when the wicket is broken, when we have our bails removed. Okay, so we can take the bails off, and the laws of cricket tell us why. So a lot of what we do, a lot of what we do as umpires, we just do it. We just do it almost always because of the laws permit us and tell us that we can. And that's why we're here for these next few weeks, is to learn these laws. We understand what we do, but the why and the how we do it is all written in the laws. Law number 9. It's about preparation and maintenance of the playing area, particularly rolling and mowing are important, and the timings of those rollings and mowings, how frequently, the duration of it. Off you go. You got, how many minutes would you like for rolling and mowing? 7 would seem relevant. Yeah, okay. 7, but I'll probably stop you after 6. There's quite a bit of information on there. Again, some of the information you may never use, but when you come to that laws exam, having this thorough working knowledge of the laws of cricket is absolute vital. The very cornerstone of your umpiring. I've got 6.5 minutes to go around and check.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Engage and not get on.
Can't trust it's a thing. Yeah, you see. Thanks, Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I'd stop you early. Law number 9, preparation maintenance of the playing area. So just to see that law, split up into various parts, rolling. So really important in this law, during the match, those words, during the match. So before the match, okay, they can pretty much do what they like to prepare the pitch. During the match, okay, and as Roy and Matthew pointed out, the match actually starts at the toss. So after that toss, no rolling, unless there's prior agreement. I've had a situation where there's been 2 games on and the curator has said, I can't get on both. So I'll roll this one first and then I'll have to roll that one second. And the coaches agreed that it was a junior game. Coaches agreed that they were happy they'll do the toss so they know whether they're batting and fielding, and then they would roll it after the toss. But the laws of cricket say that during the match is different from before the match. 7 minutes before each innings. So after one team's all out, then they can have it rolled for up to 7 minutes, and before the start of each day's play. And those are at the discretion of the batting captain. Okay. Laws also tell us that if your match is delayed, if you have a delayed start, then the captain of the batting team can request it to be rolled, but we can say no. We don't think it's going to make a difference. So we're going out to play. If you have a choice of rollers, you can choose, and they either go, give me the heavy, give me the light. They're just getting the roller. And it tells us the time that the rolling must be done as well. Also talks about the clearance of debris and the order that these things happen. No question in the laws exam about the clearance of debris, so you don't need to worry too much about that. The mowing is a separate part of this particular law. Every day of your game, so if you're umpiring a Saturday, Sunday game, the law tells us that they should mow the outfield every day. Are we going to insist that our curator mows that outfield? No, because that's unreasonable. gives us the timing. So the pitch must be mowed 30 minutes before the start on each day, and the outfield must be mowed. They must complete their mowing 15 minutes before the start. So those timings are important, and there are questions on that in your laws of cricket as well. I've sat there. We've gone and done the toss. We'll have a back into our rooms. Knock on the umpire's door. Go in. They're rolling the pitch. They're rolling it. What's going on? They're rolling it. Oh, stop. Okay. After the toss, before the start. Okay. Some teams may come to you and say, we'd like it rolled, just 5 minutes. Okay. Up to 7 minutes, a maximum of 7 minutes. Laws also tell us that there should be no watering during the match of the pitch, no watering of the pitch during the match. And it also says that the creases shall be remarked whenever we deem it necessary. You know what, Phil? Yeah, I know. The reality is, may not work like that, but that's what the law tells us, okay? With regards to matches that are played over Saturday, our playing conditions and our general conditions for the competition in Premier Cricket states that between the 2 days, the curator is to do his or her very best to make the pitches as good as they can be and as equal as they can be across those 2 days. So we don't stop them from watering Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday during December, January, February when it's boiling hot. Okay, even though the law states us multiple day cricket shouldn't be watered between the days. Our competition, of course, because it's over 2 weeks, 2 weekends, then we say, yeah, water the pitch. So covering has got its own law. We're just going to fly through this. Before the match, it's the responsibility of the ground authority. During the match, overnight, and during weather delays, the pitch and the run-up should be covered. It should be covered overnight. And this last one, the removal of those covers on the day of the game should be done as soon as practicable in the morning. Does it say in the presence of one or both umpires? Can someone help me out here? Or at the direction of on the. Okay. But when we talk about the next one, I'll have a look at that. So yeah, those covers need to be removed as soon as they can in the morning. Okay, so if it's just the curator there, he or she may not be able to remove them on their own. As soon as there's enough people there, they should be removed. Your number 11, intervals. Okay, you've got 4 minutes on intervals. A few really important points on intervals. Has he got hiccups? I can hear him from here. Talk is good. Don't forget, if there's something on intervals you want to raise on your table, one of our experienced umpires, you need to point out it will benefit our less experienced, our newer umpires. Please do so. Newer umpires, if there's a question you wish to ask somebody on your table. Raise it on your table. Don't go home with questions, only go home with answers. All right, ladies and gents, let's talk intervals. So it's important to understand what actually the intervals are defined as in the law. So from the close of play on one day to the start of play on the next day is an interval. The time between an innings is an interval. All of your meal breaks, lunch and tea, are an interval. A drinks break is an interval. And then any other agreed interval, as we spoke about the Melbourne Cup, could be an interval. The duration of that interval starts at the time that the umpire calls time, and it ends at the time that the umpire calls play. So we start the intervals when we call time. The players go off and we are the last ones off the field. And then we are the first ones back on the field again. Players get ready, check my watch, and we call play. Okay, so that's when that interval starts and finishes. It's not when I get there, have my first sip of my tea, or it starts then. It's when we call time from on the field to when we call play on the field. The interval between an innings is 10 minutes. If an innings ends with less than 10 minutes to go before the close of play, you close play. If an innings is changing during an interruption of more than 10 minutes, that interval is taken, that change of innings is taken within the interval. You don't add on an extra 10 minutes because you've had your change of innings there. I didn't explain that very well. Let me explain that again. So if there is a change of innings during an interval or interruption, an interruption could be for ground weather and lights, but if it's taken during an interval which is greater than 10 minutes, then you don't have a 10-minute interval. You don't have a 10-minute change of innings. It's taken within that interval. I think I can explain that marginally better second time round. No. Okay. We can change the time for intervals. The law says that we can change the time for intervals if the captains and the umpires together agree. When you umpire in your competitions, check your playing conditions, because for the good of club people, volunteers, etc., we generally won't change the time for intervals. Certainly the tea interval in Premier Cricket is fixed. Okay, but check your playing conditions and your local rules to see whether you can change the intervals, because it can be very, very helpful. So if an innings ends or there is a ground weather and light interruption within 10 minutes to lunch, we take lunch. If an innings ends or there is a ground weather and light within 30 minutes of tea, we take tea. That's important. That will come up in your laws exam. Jamie.
Does 11.5 go over 11.4 in the fact that if we had the innings break of 15 minutes to go until lunch, we couldn't take lunch, even if the captains and the umpires both agreed?
Correct. So if your innings ends 15 minutes before lunch, you have your 10-minute interval, you come and play for 5 minutes. Laws of cricket says you can, but if I'm that bowling captain, I'm going to want to come out and bowl a couple of overs. So I ain't going to be agreeing. They may agree. Unlikely. Absolutely. Both captains and the umpires have to agree. We can forego the tea interval. The good book tells us that we can forego the tea interval. If you are 9 wickets down and you get to your lunch and tea interval time, the laws of cricket tell us that we carry on playing. We carry on playing for up to half an hour or until that 10th wicket falls or until the end of the innings. There could be a declaration or a retirement. But the laws of cricket say it's 9 wickets down at either lunch or tea. It used to be just tea, and now it's both. Check your playing conditions. They're likely to say different. So your first Saturday of 2-day cricket, you're in the Premier Cricket competition, it's probably going to be end of October, maybe the start of November, and then 9 wickets down as you approach tea. Don't carry on. Might be 3:35 and then 9 wickets down. You tell the bowling cap, mate, we're staying out here for an extra half hour unless you take that wicket. We're going in our Premier Cricket competition. But the laws of cricket tell us if we're 9 wickets down, okay, at that lunch or tea interval, then we go. Oh, sorry, then we continue until that last wicket gets taken. Drinks is 5 minutes. The duration, it's 5 minutes in duration. And if a wicket falls within that 5 minutes, to your drinks break, we take the drinks. So if our drinks are scheduled at 11 a.m. and a wicket falls at 10:56, we take drinks. We don't let the batter come out, which normally takes a couple of minutes. So that's 10:57, 10:58. Bowler to the end of the over and then take a drink. It's just wasting time. So we maximise our play and the time for our play. So the laws of cricket tells us we take our drink. That's what the law says. That is what the law says. What you do practically, my watch might say 10:55. What does your watch say? Mine's 10:54. Mine says 10:55. The reality of that situation is we ask a player generally to organise the drinks for us at the end of the next over. If you're in that last over before drinks and a wicket falls, we would take a drink. If the drinks aren't ready, we'll push on through. That's match management. That's a little bit different. We always start another over unless we're over time or those other situations occur leading up to an interval. And we complete our over in progress. So if I start an over, I check my watch and it's 10:58 and let's say 11:58, we're taking lunch at 12. If it's 11:58, I will start another over. Even if a guy gets to my position, walking at my normal pace, get my bowlers in at 10:59. Even though we're not going to get that whole over in, we start a new over and it gets bowled 11 o'clock. 11:01, click, 11:02, 11:00, click. We finish at 11:03. We complete that over, and then we'll take our lunch. 12:03. So then we'll take our lunch break, and our lunch break will still be the same duration. Might be half an hour. So we'll start again at 12:33. We don't shorten that lunch break. The lunch break remains same duration. Lots of questions on that in the exam. Okay, regarding the start and finish of play, the bowler's end umpire calls play. They verbalise play. And you can even bring your arm forward if you want, saying play. Let's play. Not play ball. Okay, play. I've seen play ball and it just looks awful. And it sounds even worse. Play. Why do we say play? Because that's what the good book tells us. And then at the end of a session or an innings or before an interval, the bowler's end umpire will call time. And they use the word time. That's time. You might say at a drinks break, time for a drink. That's time for a drink. That's okay. That's time. We'll take a drink or we'll take a drink. That's time. We only call time when the ball is dead. Look forward to next week because we've got dead ball. Dead ball is best law in the book. Okay, so we only call time when that ball is dead. After we've called time, we remove the bails and we go and do whatever we do. We put the bails on the ground, okay, or pop them in your pocket. We don't rest them on top because we're not like that. Is it drinks? Drinks. The law states that we should, because drinks is an interval and we call time for drinks and we should remove the bails. But convention is that we don't remove the bails, and you don't need to worry about that in your exam. We always start new over. Let's go at normal walking pace. If there's time for me to get from there, from the striker's end to the bowler's end, at my normal walking pace, we complete that over. We start that over. We complete the over in progress at intervals. If a wicket falls with less than 3 minutes to go before an interval, except drinks. If a wicket goes down with less than 3 minutes to go, we leave the field. So we are going to complete this law, because this is our time. This is the time for our interval. We're going to complete this law. I need to write down number 12. We've done well. The last hour, the law tells us that the last hour of a multi-day game, we have 20 overs and we got to smash through. There's lots of little twos and fros about the last hour of the match. We don't need to concern ourselves with the actual minutiae of that last hour. We need to know there's 20 overs in the last hour, according to the book. And then the end of a game is reached at one of these situations. When a result is reached, when the minimum overs are completed, when the time is completed, when the players leave the field for ground weather and light and no further play is possible, so we would abandon the game. So the game is being abandoned. That is the end of the match, the conclusion of the match. Yes, sir. Yes. Yep. In the WA Premier Cricket competition, yes. Yeah, well, we'll talk about this. This will be when we talk about playing conditions, which is 25th of September. Can you hold until the 25th of September? Oh, happily we can chat about it afterwards, but it's in the playing conditions. Yeah, so it will be in your playing conditions. But the end of the match. So we have our first innings, and then we have our second innings. We don't start. So that particular clause there, time for close reached. That's if you're playing timed cricket, not overs cricket. Okay. Let me get through. Here we go. Oh, a couple short here. Good. Right. So for our new umpires, this is not laws of cricket now. So we're moving on from the laws of cricket into a bit of practical umpiring to start a match. We'll go and tell the teams that we're on their way. I personally don't advise you give 5. If they come and ask you how long to go, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever it is, we're on the way. You can give them a 5-minute warning, but make sure you give them that 5-minute warning on 5 minutes. Don't tell them, knock on the door. That's 5 ladies, that's 5 boys, that's 5 gents, that's 5 girls. And then walk out there because you'll be standing out there for a hell of a long time. 5 minutes is a long time. We're on the way. We go out. We give our batter guard. We tell the batter the bowler's action. We count the fielders. We confirm that the scorers are right to go. Right to go. We get an acknowledgement from the scorer, Ashley. Oh, thanks, Steve. There's two appointed, as with the laws. You check your partner's good to go with a thumbs up. Jolly good. Some people like to check with a fielding skipper. Skipper, your fielding skipper, Terry, you're good to go? Phil, the batter, ready to go batter. And then we check our watch, and then we call play. Okay, then we call play. Ideally, we don't start cricket early. Ideally. I understand we're not going to make our club players stand around. James said we can't start early for 90 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's why we need to know we're on the way, not 5, because if they follow you out and you start 4 minutes early, nothing worse. Bowler bowls a ball. 10 a.m. start. Bowler bowls a ball. Batter snick. Hey, gotcha. It's only 9:57. Not a great look. They're still out. They're still out. Trust me, they're still out. But they're not very happy. Straight to the respect bank. Complete account with. So ideally, we don't start early. That's part of real good management. Yeah, that's how we start a game of cricket. We're on the way. Batter guard, bowler action, fielder scorer, partner play. Don't forget to check your watch. Okay. Now, as part of your pre-season, your umpire pre-season. So pre-season starts today, 17th of July. Pre-season starts, and we go all the way up until the first week. Certainly in Premier Cricket, the first weekend of Premier Cricket will be the first week in October. Might be some opportunities for some pre-season matches for you to get out there. Last year, there were 4 or 5 opportunities for umpires to go and stand in pre-season matches and just rotate through. So brand new people to the craft. Went out there, umpired with some pretty experienced umpires, just to go out and feel what it's like to have somebody come in, roll, feel what it's like to actually call my ball. It can be pretty nerve-wracking. That's why we don't chuck you straight in WBBL or second 11. You will do your laws exams. If you're going to umpire in WA Premier Cricket, there are playing conditions exams as well. You know, they're established rapport. Look around this group. There could be in this group 2 people that go and umpire international cricket together. There could be. We just don't know. Good opportunity to establish rapport, make new friends, find yourself and use a mentor. If you're new, if you're young, I speak to so many people, so many umpires, and I have this conversation. Do you have a mentor? And they say, yes, I do. I said, what would you use as a mentor? So many of them say Roy Boyd. Roy, you must be personally keeping Telstra in business, the amount of phone calls that you receive.
Oh, good, thanks.
Oh, good, very good. Revised playing conditions. If you're an established, experienced umpire, mentor somebody in this room. Share your learning, share your knowledge, share your experience. Go and approach somebody in this room. It would be my starting point. Oh, somebody you've sat around this table. It doesn't have to be a formal mentoring relationship. Sign there, I'm your mentor, you're my mentee. Establish rapport. Find a friend. Hang on. And then this relationship will build and build and build. If you're a new umpire and you'd like a mentor, don't feel confident, you don't feel the right person's here, give John a call, give me a call, send us an email. I'd like to find somebody who can mentor me through my cricket, and we will help you. For our junior community umpires, go on, Alex.
Yeah, I was going to say, we actually have some funding from DLGSC to do umpire mentor one-on-one training. So if you're an experienced umpire and want to be a mentor, it's pretty light on, but it's great for our community coaches and umpires. So if you're interested in becoming a mentor, it's something you've thought about, we are doing some formal training on how to become a mentor. So come and have a chat to me about that if that's something you've been considering.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
James, the reality is, early in the season, it's pretty easy to find a mentor if you're umpiring with somebody who, has been doing it for a few years.
You've got
Even
it.
if it's only a mentor for that day.
Got to have connection and rapport. For it to be you are correct, and that's really informal on that day. Learn from other people. Go and have an eye test. When I had my eyes tested one day, I got a pair of glasses, and all of a sudden, 22 yards away was fabulous. I said, get your hearing tested as well, Nick. Revise those laws. Maybe have a medical. Gets hot out there. It's hot, and you might be out there for 7 hours. Go stand in some nets. Feel what it's like to have a bowler come over. Feel what it's like to ball there, and feel what it's like to have somebody 6'5", sweaty and angry. Go. Stand in nets.
There you go.
If you stand in nets, you'll create a connection. You will establish a rapport. Revise those laws. Come to these umpire training nights 1 to 4. You've got it on your fridge. Got it on your fridge. Come to as much training as you can. I've had people phone me. Oh, did the laws course last year. Do I need to do that again? So I sit in the same office as Adam Voges. I don't think once Ashton Turner has phoned him up. I don't think Mitch Marsh has phoned him up and said, "Mate, I did nets last year. I did some practice last year. Do I have to practice back again this year?" Okay. Okay. Come to training. Read the laws. Two things stick out to me here. Laws, playing conditions. Okay. Come to the umpire seminar weekend. Right. Big weekend. Big weekend. Saturday is the day, 31st of August, here all day, 8:30 till 5, fully catered. Free. If you're umpiring, if you're registered to umpire in WA Premier Cricket this year, it is free. No dollars. No dollars. As you go out, thank Luke, the umpire manager, for that. He budgeted that, so that's good. If you're umpiring in another association, it will cost you $60, which doesn't cover catering. Okay, but we'll tell you that it's what it's for. It offsets your catering cost. So if you're umpiring North Suburban, people from regional WA are extremely welcome to come up for the weekend as well. All day development, learning, reinforcement. We've got some cool guest presenters planned to come in, hopefully. Networking fellowship opportunity. You need to register for it as well, not via QR code, via the play.cricket.com.au/umpire. Actually creating a profile and register. I have some special guests. On the Sunday, it's an opportunity to stand in the nets, like I said, down at Leading Striker. It's open to umpires for any association, anybody. And it's FUBU. Who knows the fashion label FUBU? I think they've got a rhino, is that right? FUBU. FUBU stands for us, by us. For us. For umpires, by umpires. FUBU. Okay. Before you leave, boomerangs, don't throw them. Just leave them on your table, please. Take one of these with you, one for the fridge, which has our Premier Cricket pathway and our training schedule, details of the Premier Cricket competitions and details of your Metropolitan Community Cricket Association coordinators. Alex, do you want to speak to the junior community umpires? Go see Alex, junior community cricket. John's going to be here for a while. I'm going to be here for a while. Come and have a chat. Please come and introduce yourself. Don't expect me to remember your name. I can never remember Paul's name. How long? Yeah, Paul was 4th grade umpire of the year, and I had to go and ask John, what's his name? So online, thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you next week. Training starts at 6:30. Okay, we don't arrive at 6:30. Training starts at 6:30 for the next 3 weeks and beyond, and in accordance with the training schedule. And we'll look forward to seeing you all. Thank you for your attendance. Stay safe, stay dry, revise those laws of cricket. See you later. Andrew Mollett.